This video gives you a brief overview of how to input, access and view supervision hours through the Northampton Outcomes and Hours Tracker. You can also use the NOAA to record your supervision hours, and to do that you either enter information against an existing child or young person, or more likely you enter your information as a new service user, exactly the same way as you would enter a service user's information. Okay. And once you've entered that information there, you'll find yourself on that list like everybody else, and then it's when we go to appointment type, you would record it as potentially something like education clinical or supervision. You'll see that by doing that your consultation methods have changed, so you may be looking at clinical skills, the setting where you received your supervision, exactly the same as before. Treatment types again have changed. What was your discussion about? Appointment outcome is not relevant. Number of participants. If it's single one-on-one supervision, then you just record one. It's the number of people receiving supervision. If you are receiving supervision as part of a group, say there's 3 of you, then when you come to your session duration, you enter the duration for the whole session, which may still be an hour, 60 minutes, remember you recorded in minutes, but that will be split amongst the number of people receiving that supervision. And in exactly the same way as you would for a child or young person, you simply record and close that information, zipping through those clear graphs as you do normally, and then that information is in the system. You can then interrogate that information by scrolling down here and clicking on the practitioner hour button. This brings you to a couple of pivot tables. Now the first pivot table along here will record all of your activity that you've entered into the system, so for assessments, supervision and treatment and so forth, and give you a tally. So the information we'd entered for this example was that we'd done 1 assessment and we had done 5 different treatments, as you recall. We've now entered a couple of supervision sessions as well, and that's the total number of minutes for that supervision. If you wanted to just look at, say for example, your supervision, I'll do that again because I'll show you. So if you simply wanted to look at particular elements, then what you do is you go to the row label here, you click on that drop down, and you select the areas that you want to look at. So clear them all by clicking on select all, and then I want to see supervision and I want to see educational clinical. OK it, and that will just tally all of the hours that you've recorded in all of the sessions purely for those elements that you decided to look at, and that will give you the total of supervision time that you have done. Select all, and now you're looking at the whole picture again. And likewise over here, you also have an account of appointment outcome, and that's particularly important for something like discharge, whereby you pass your training based on the number of children and young people that have been discharged. So if you record that information into the system, this will give you a tally here of the number of children and young people that you've discharged.